Hi there, welcome to Colcester International. It's a little bit of a special film, this one. What I really wanted to do is just give you a bit of an insight into the layout and what actually everything is on there, and to answer some questions that people have been giving me in the past. So very briefly, the layout is a shed-based layout. It's obviously modern image, as you can see. It is on a 12-foot by 8-foot board. Mostly made up on Sundela hobby board to reduce the sound impact, and also it's on 2 levels. So the track you're seeing at the moment is the upper level, the main lines. There are 2 loops on this line, and then there's a separate lower level analog line which runs on its own separate double track loop. The rolling stock is mostly a mixture of Hornby Bachmann and a few Lima coaches. The most newest acquisitions and that have been the Bachmann Class 90, which you see running past now, and also the Hornby Class 156, which is just going past as well. There are a couple of newer ones coming up as well, which are future purchases, which we will come to at some point. It's basically a run what I like when I like type layout. I don't have any strict ideas as to what I'm going to put on it. The various liveries and that, obviously I've got intercity livery now, I've got provincial, I've got Virgin, I've got, oh, you name it, I have it on there. I don't worry about that either. So if I like a particular livery or train, I will run it. Most of the layout itself is starting to get scenery on there. Some areas are still a little bit barren. It's obviously very much a work in progress. The overhead electrification, a lot of the masts that are scratch built. I've used gantries which I ordered from eBay. The masts are mostly dapole ones, and I have adapted them to fit onto the lattice gantry masts. We will be eventually putting some wires onto these. The original idea was to put cotton thread through, because obviously some of the junction designs don't work with commercially purchased lengths of wire. But we're now going to try and do something a little bit different. So more on that as when we get to it. Scenery wise, a lot of the buildings are already built ones, purchased ones. There are a few kit models on the layout as well. All the scenics and stuff and that have been hand built, things like the retaining wall at the back there. Little features have gone in, like obviously the signals, which are non-working. You'll also see the junction boxes have gone in as well. Foliage has been added in, trees have been added in and so on, but this is all a big ongoing thing as well. There's a lot more to be done on here. Future projects include also a river scene underneath the viaduct loop, and finishing off the other opposite corner to where the village scene is in the depot. That will become a ruined abbey scene as well, which will be over the top of the tracks exiting the shed to go out into the garden, which is where the Eurostar comes in. The Eurostar will be on the fast lines and will exit the shed eventually and go onto an extended garden loop, which will then re-enter the shed down near the front end, near the door, and come back onto this 4-track section again. So that's basically it. That's a basic overview of the layout for you. I've had numerous questions and that over the few years that I've been doing this new layout, and I just hope that's answered a few of them for you. Obviously there's going to be a lot more questions in the future, so please use the opportunity to use the comment section on the videos on YouTube, and obviously I'll try and answer as many as I can. This bit here is really just to give you an idea of what Firmin Smithy Village is all about. I've got this on a separate board at the moment, which is inside the house, and will return to the shed and be put into place once other works have been put in to support it. The village scene has taken nearly 2.5 to 3 months to get to this present stage. A lot of the items on that obviously have been bought and brought in, some second-hand buildings, and that's basically as we stand at the moment. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave you with some trains now for a little bit, and we'll get back to you in just a little while. Well, there you have it. That's the end of the film. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And also, please keep asking the questions. They are a great source of information to me, and also I do like to try and help out people as best I can. So I shall leave you now with a small montage of still pictures, and one of which will be the forthcoming attraction to the layout. Okay, that's all for now. Thank you and goodbye. Hi there, welcome to Colcester International, the March 2022 Mark IV layout update. This is the one you've been waiting for, to see a little bit further progress with the layout. I'm starting off here with just a quick shot of the two road junctions that had to be temporarily removed whilst the work is being carried out. These of course are going to be reused on the layout, notably this one here, the what was the Viaduct Road junction, is going to become part of the Ring Road junction leading up to the city centre, and the other one, which was the Depot Road Bridge junction, again I'm going to do a slight amendment to it, and that again is going to become a reused junction as part of the tunnel mouth where the tracks disappear onto the first ramp from the upper level. So big plans for those to go in. This Depot Road Bridge junction again will lead onto the reused Furman Smithy Village Board as well. So this update is to give you a little bit of an insight into what's been going on. Now, first things first, here we have the Colcester lower level crossing. As you'll probably see here, I have removed the gates, barriers, fencing, all the signage, the actual level crossing lights, the buildings. Virtually everything has been taken up from here. It's all being saved, it's been put into a box ready for reuse, and the crossing itself, I'm going to cut the tracks either side, and that will be lifted, and hopefully we're going to reuse that again on the new layout. If it does get damaged, then I will just get a new wheels kit for just the actual road deck and replace that. But hopefully I'll lift it in one go and reuse it, much in the same way as like a Hornby crossing could be reused. The small little sort of depot thing I had, well, not so much a depot, but the little sort of yard that I had between the tracks, I've lifted all the buildings from that one as well. All the fencing's been lifted. I've taken the little network rail figures off as well. All of the materials and stuff have been saved again, so hopefully we'll get that reused again back onto the new layout. And I've managed to keep all the buildings too. Everything's gone into this little box that you can see here. So everything that I'm going to reuse is being accumulated and restored and everything, and it's a good way of just keeping everything in place. So I'll know exactly where everything is. If I want to rebuild something, I'll just go straight to this box, pick it out, put it back onto the layout. I've been able to keep a lot of the fencing intact as well. I've been surprised how quickly and how easily that's come up. So you'll be seeing a lot of that back on the layout. Now, the existing depot sheds, I've been able to lift those off as well, remove the track from underneath them. The signage on the side got a little bit tatty. That's probably going to need to be glued down, as you'll probably see it sort of peeling a little bit. That's not too much of a problem, no. That's really sort of an easy fix. But yeah, generally speaking, they've come up okay. No real notable damage to them. A couple of little gaps that just need gluing. And again, those will be reused on the Mark IV layout. So this is the space that they left behind. So as you can see, the entire depot now has been completely erased from the board. There's just the remnants of the back scene that you can see there with the trees and foliage and the wall. That's got to come out in due course. You can see also where the track originally came in. There's just one point left there. Lots of ballast left around. That's all to be sort of tidied up and removed. And you'll also notice that in the foreground here, the 4-track section, the approach lines into Colcester, that also has been lifted as well. As I come around here, you'll see that there's absolutely nothing left on this board now on the upper level. That can literally just be lifted straight out, and we'll get that sorted out in due course. Over here is all the track. Now, as you can probably see, I've been able to lift it quite cleanly off the board. A lot of the ballast actually was quite dry and literally just shook off. So it obviously hadn't adhered as well as I thought it had when I first put it down, which is useful because that means a lot of this track is now reusable. And even in sections where the sleepers underneath have been damaged, I can cut that to length and reuse it as I need on the new layout. So this is really good. It means a lot less expense for me. Right, Furman Smithy Station. As you can see, I've also started lifting track here as well. The platforms, or the remaining platform that was left on there, so there's just a short section, I've taken that up as well. That means there's now nothing left of Furman Smithy Station apart from those retaining walls, and those two are going to be in the process of being lifted as well. So that's virtually, that station now sort of taken out, and just the ballast ready to sort of collect up. Although this is not the ballast that I would choose to put back down again, I must admit. So what have we got left? Well, obviously with that now out of the way, that gave me a chance to lift the upper board where we did have Furman Smithy Junction above. I've also then been able to get down onto that lower board here and lift the tracks of the lower line. So all of those have been done, and that now means that this first board section, which is in front of the door, as you can see where it used to, the other one used to go in front of it, this first board section can now be prized up and lifted off, and that means that we can then open up the entranceway. Now from here, diagonally across, is where roughly the new board line will come in. So allowing for the curve to come off from the upper boards and to go around, which basically comes around here, I will be cutting the new board to shape, and the entrance in from the shed door will be at a slight angle. So once we get that in place and the framework is in place and it's all supported, this frame here obviously might have to be removed, but we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping to retain as much of the framework in place as possible. Now the actual area where I'm standing just here is actually where the new Furman Smithy Station is roughly going to be. It's going to be roughly in this point here. So as the trains come around the huge curve down the incline from the upper level, I'll come into Furman Smithy Station here, and then it's going to run across diagonally into this bit, and then it's going to start curving around underneath where I've got my box here on top of the line, and then it will curve around and go into the lower storage yard. So that's just giving you some rough idea that we, obviously going by the measurements, we do have enough room to fit this curve in. So it's going to come down roughly from that upper level that you can see now, roughly about the same height, and then it's going to come down and then onto here. Now over this side where you see the existing storage yard, this bit here, about that point it's going to be about as far out as the new storage yards are going to come. So it's almost half the width of the existing board that's there now. So still be enough room, because it's going to be like an upper and lower board, so it'll still give me enough room to sort of store the amount of trains that I need to. So as you can see, a lot of work has been going on. Now we did have a look in the other shed where I've stored a lot of my locos. This one seems to have fallen off the pile. I've checked it over, it seems to be okay. The only little thing was that the box got a bit dented, as you can see here. But other than that, it seems to be alright. But I'm still, just for safety, I'm going to bring it into the house and store it along with my Class 800 Azuma, so that it's out of the way. The other shed still seems to be fairly watertight. All the other trains are still within their plastic sealed boxes, and they seem to be alright as well. And I've tidied up what had fallen over in there, so that should be okay now. So apart from that, not really much else had gone wrong in the other shed, so I'm quite pleased. That other upper board, which I've just lifted out in front of the doorway, got a rather stubborn little signal box on there, which is very heavily glued down. I don't know what glue I used on it, but it seems to be very sort of stuck at the moment. We'll be getting that removed. As you can see, there's a lot of junk on top of here. It's all got to be cleared off and re-prepared, ready for reuse. And that will go back onto the new boards once the framework has been completed underneath. So Furman Smithy's junction signal box will be retained. It'll go back on the board, and you'll be seeing that again on the Mark IV layout.